Oh, it's okay, man. That's was good because I was to visit my complete father families.
Yeah, everybody in your family.
Yeah, my from my father
Okay,
of my
your
father.
dad's side of the family.
Yes.
Nice, nice. That's good, man. I like to hear that. I see you posted a picture when you were
Yeah.
at a pool, no?
Yes, in a beautiful place.
Yeah, in Acapulco or another city.
No, here, but it's not close. It's like a little town in the Laguna de Tres Palos.
Okay, okay. Tres Palos is in Colosio, no?
No, no, no. It's um, in the way to Costa Chica.
Oh, okay, okay. So it's like passing the airport.
Yes, in the airport, but the airport is in the right side of the lagoon, and Tres Palos is in the left side of the lagoon. Do you understand me?
Like on the other side of the lagoon.
Yeah,
Oh, so it wasn't a beach, it was a lagoon.
it's a lagoon. Yes.
Ah, okay, okay. It's nice. Is it an expensive place?
Yes.
That's
Yes, it's an expensive place, but
good. That's good.
my my cousin rent the the house, so was an invitation for
Yeah.
us.
Okay, okay. Sounds
And
good,
you,
man.
man, why your weekend?
My weekend was nice. It was really nice. Well, I didn't really do anything. I, I talked to my family and I was like, Mom, I am bored in my house. I don't do anything. My wife is not here. I don't go out with my friends. I said I don't even have friends that I can go out with, you know,
Yeah.
because everybody's busy. Everybody's busy. And she's like, man, you need to do something because it's bad to be in your house all day. Yes, that's true. But okay. Yesterday I went to the beach. Oh, give
Yes.
me one moment. It's my wife.
Yes.
I get really, how can I say? I get worried when she calls me. I get
Yes.
worried, yes, because she, you know her. She's black. She's black,
Yes.
and she lives in a racist city, in a really racist city. And you know over there, if you are black, they treat you really. If you're black or Mexican, they treat you really bad, man. They treat you like an animal, you know.
Yes.
So yes, it's in some areas, like places like California. California is probably the most modern state, like in terms of equality. It's probably the best. But
Yes.
you have some states in the United States like Alabama, Arizona, Georgia. Those places are really racist. So whenever she calls me, like she knows I'm working. She knows I'm working. So I say, hey, don't call me when I'm working unless it's an emergency. So right there, she called me. I was like, whoa, I had to answer, but it's okay. She just had a problem, a small problem. But yeah. So I think I'm going to start going out a little bit more, because I don't like to be in the house all day. I feel I'm starting to get depressed.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel
Man,
depressed.
you need to go out.
Yeah,
You are close of Costera of the beach.
yeah. I'm gonna go out and find me something
Cl-
fun to do.
Close of many places, many good places.
Yes, yes, that's true, man. Starting next week. All right. Well, Ismael, How are you doing today?
I'm okay.
That's good, man. Thank you for coming to the class. All right. So, last week we were talking about although, even though, in spite of, despite, right? Um, we were talking about the environment. The environment, the good things, the bad things, pollution, landfills, people wasting water in the bathtub. So I want to show you a video. There's this little girl in the other side of the world. A little girl, I think she's like 11 or 13 years old. Very, very young girl, but she is like a representative of like things that are happening in the world. Good things and bad things. And right now she's focusing a lot on environmental problems. Like global warming and pollution and things like that. And she's a representative. Representative. All that's all she does. She dedicates. She's a student. She's a student because she's a little girl, but she dedicates her free time to talking about those things. Okay. So I want to show you this video about her. All right, and I want you to pay attention to what she talks about, and any new words that you don't understand, write them in a notebook. All right. So Ismael and Andres, please get your notebook. Hold on, let me write this. All right, Yasmin, you're here. Please get your notebook or a piece of paper and take notes of some words you don't understand. Okay, like I said, this girl right here, her name is Greta Thunberg, and she's a little girl. A little girl. She's younger than Ismael, and she's 15. She's 15. Let's read about her right here. Andres, can you read this, please, about Greta Thunberg?
Yeah. Greta Thunberg will release
Realized.
realized at a young age the lapse in what several climate experts were saying and in the actions that were being taken in the society. Society?
Society.
Society. The difference was so drastic in her opinion that she decide to take matters into her own hands. Greta is a 15-year-old Stockholm native who lives at home with her parents and sister Beta. She's ninth grader in Stockholm who enjoys spending her spare time reading Icelandic horses, spending time with her family's two dogs, Moses and Roxy. She loves animals and has a passion for books and science. At a young age, she became interested in the environment and convinced her family to adopt a sustainable lifestyle. This, this talk was given at a TEDx event using the TED conference format, but independently organized by a local community.
Okay. So this girl at a young age, we see it. We see it. We are smart people. We are connected to the world. We have the internet. We have TV, etc. And we see what the scientists say. We see what they say. The pollution is a problem. Global warming is a problem. Use less water. Recycle. Use your car less, etc. That's what the experts say. But that's not what society does. Society doesn't care. Here in Acapulco, everybody has bochitos, and they don't have a filter to filter all of the pollution. In modern cars, the new cars, they have, I don't know, I think it's called I don't know the part of the car, but it's for the exhaust, and it filters the air. It filters all of the combustion from the car. But the bochitos and things like that, they don't have that. It's a problem. It's destroying our beautiful environment. This girl took things into her own hands, and she wants to help society pay attention to those mistakes. So on your piece of paper, if there's some words you don't understand, please write them down. I haven't seen this video, but a lot of people have recommended it to me. So let's watch this. Greta Thunberg.
When I was about 8 years old, I first heard about something called climate change or global warming. Apparently that was something humans had created by our way of living. I was told to turn off the lights to save energy and to recycle paper to save resources. I remember thinking that it was very strange that humans, who are an animal species among others, could be capable of changing the Earth's climate. Because if we were, and if it was really happening, we wouldn't be talking about anything else. As soon as you turn on the TV, everything would be about that. Headlines, radio, newspapers. You would never read or hear about anything else, as if there was a world war going on. But no one ever talked about it. If burning fossil fuels was so bad that it threatened our very existence, how could we just continue like before? Why were there no restrictions? Why wasn't it made illegal? To me, that did not add up. It was too unreal. So when I was 11, I became ill. I fell into depression. I stopped talking, and I stopped eating. In 2 months, I lost about 10 kilos of weight. Later on, I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, OCD, and selective mutism. That basically means I only speak when I think it's necessary. Now was one of those moments. For those of us who are on the spectrum, almost everything is black or white. We aren't very good at lying, and we usually don't enjoy participating in the social game that the rest of you seem so fond of. I think in many ways that we autistic are the normal ones, and the rest of the people are pretty strange. Especially when it comes to the sustainability crisis, where everyone keeps saying that climate change is an existential threat and the most important issue of all, and yet they just carry on like before. I don't understand that, because if the emissions have to stop, then we must stop the emissions. To me, that is black or white. There are no gray areas when it comes to survival. Either we go on as a civilization or we don't. We have to change. Rich countries like Sweden need to start reducing emissions by at least 15% every year. And that is so that we can stay below a 2-degree warming target. Yet, as the IPCC have recently demonstrated, aiming instead for 1.5 degrees Celsius would significantly reduce the climate impacts. But we can only imagine what that means for reducing emissions. You would think the media and every one of our leaders would be talking about nothing else, but they never even mention it. Nor does anyone ever mention the greenhouse gases already locked in the system, nor that air pollution is hiding a warming, so that when we stop burning fossil fuels, we already have an extra level of warming, perhaps as high as 0.5 to 1.1 degrees Celsius. Furthermore, does hardly anyone speak about the fact that we are in the midst of the 6th mass extinction, with up to 200 species going extinct every single day. That the extinction rate is today between 1,000 and 10,000 times higher than what is seen as normal. Nor does hardly anyone ever speak about the aspect of equity or climate justice, clearly stated everywhere in the Paris Agreement, which is absolutely necessary to make it work on a global scale. That means that rich countries need to get down to 0 emissions within 6 to 12 years with today's emission speed. And that is so that people in poorer countries can have a chance to heighten their standard of living by building some of the infrastructure that we have already built, such as roads, schools, hospitals, clean drinking water, electricity, and so on. Because how can we expect countries like India or Nigeria to care about the climate crisis if we, who already have everything, don't care even a second about it or our actual commitments to the Paris Agreement? So, why are we not reducing our emissions? Why are they in fact still increasing? Are we knowingly causing a mass extinction? Are we evil? No, of course not. People keep doing what they do because the vast majority doesn't have a clue about the actual consequences of our everyday life. And they don't know the rapid changes required. We all think we know, and we all think everybody knows, but we don't. Because how could we? If there really was a crisis, and if this crisis was caused by our emissions, you would at least see some signs. Not just flooded cities, tens of thousands of dead people, and whole nations leveled to piles of torn down buildings. You would see some restrictions. But no. And no one talks about it. There are no emergency meetings, no headlines, no breaking news. No one is acting as if we were in a crisis. Even most climate scientists or green politicians keep on flying around the world, eating meat and dairy. If I live to be 100, I will be alive in the year 2103. When you think about the future today, you don't think beyond the year 2050. By then, I will, in the best case, not even have lived half of my life. What happens next? The year 2078, I will celebrate my 75th birthday. If I have children or grandchildren, maybe they will spend that day with me. Maybe they will ask me about you, the people who were around back in 2018. Maybe they will ask why you didn't do anything, while there still was time to act. What we do or don't do right now will affect my entire life and the lives of my children and grandchildren. What we do or don't do right now, me and my generation can't undo in the future. So when school started in August this year, I decided that this was enough. I sat myself down on the ground outside the Swedish Parliament. I school striked for the climate. Some people say that I should be in school instead. Some people say that I should study to become a climate scientist so that I can solve the climate crisis. But the climate crisis has already been solved. We already have all the facts and solutions. All we have to do is to wake up and change. And why should I be studying for a future that soon will be no more, when no one is doing anything whatsoever to save that future? And what is the point of learning facts within the school system, when the most important facts given by the final science of that same school system clearly means nothing to our politicians and our society? Some people say that Sweden is just a small country and that it doesn't matter what we do. But I think that if a few children can get headlines all over the world just by not going to school for a few weeks, imagine what we could all do together if we wanted to. Now we're almost at the end of my talk. And this is where people usually start talking about hope. Solar panels, wind power, circular economy, and so on. But I'm not going to do that. We've had 30 years of pep talking and selling positive ideas. And I'm sorry, but it doesn't work. Because if it would have, the emissions would have gone down by now. They haven't. And yes, we do need hope. Of course we do. But the one thing we need more than hope is action. Once we start to act, hope is everywhere. So instead of looking for hope, look for action. Then, and only then, hope will come. Today, we use 100 million barrels of oil every single day. There are no politics to change that. There are no rules to keep that oil in the ground. So we can't save the world by playing by the rules, because the rules have to be changed. Everything needs to change, and it has to start today. Thank you.
All right. So, first, did you enjoy her talk? Did you enjoy her talk? Or you don't care about, things about the climate, things like that? Oh no, don't attack me with words. Okay, Andres, I see you. Ismael, Yasmin, Jackie, did you understand most of this video?
Yes, some.
Some? All right. Are there any words that you would like for me to explain before we continue?
I forget the word.
You forgot the words? Okay, don't worry. I know you were late. I had told everybody to get their notebook and take notes, but it's okay, don't worry. Yasmin, Ismael, Andres, any words? Or it was too difficult because she was speaking fast?
Degraded?
Degraded like this, Ismael? I wrote it in the chat.
No, it's with T. Degraded. I don't write with I see.
Trade. I don't know when she said that, man. Do you know how to spell it?
No, I don't write this word.
No.
It's like the degraded. I don't know, something like that.
Oh,
It's
tether.
not correct. But it's
Do you mean together like that? Or no?
No, it's degraded. Something like
Ooh, that's a good one. Hold on.
When I was 11,
I wish there was like a transcript where I could find it immediately. All right. Man, I can't find that word. I don't know what it is. I think it's when she was talking about, was it around here?
Asperger's syndrome, OCD, and selective mutism.
Oh, more in
The
the
basic
beginning.
More in the beginning.
Yeah.
something called climate change or global warming. Apparently that was something humans had created by our way of living. I was told to turn off the lights to save energy and to recycle paper to save resources. I remember thinking that it was very strange that humans, who are an animal species among others, could be capable of changing the Earth's climate. Because if we were, and if it was really happening, we wouldn't be talking about anything else. As soon as you turn on the TV, everything would be about that. Headlines, radio, newspapers. You would never read or hear about anything else, as if there was a world war going on. But no one ever talked about it. If burning fossil fuels
Threaten.
Yeah, this.
Okay. Threaten. That is a good word. Um, when you think of the word threaten, I want you to think about a bully. You know, a bully is big, tall, and he is going to tell you that he's going to hit you and beat you up, punch you in the face, take your money, all of that. When he tells you those things are threats. All right, threats. If somebody says threaten, it's like saying amenazado. All right, so she's basically saying that all of these things that we do are threatening our existence. You know, using causing emissions, you know, global warming, it's threatening our existence. Está amenazando nuestra existencia, right? All right. Andres, you said somewhat. Somewhat. Somewhat is a formal expression for a little bit. A little bit. So if I say, Andres, can you cook? Andres, can you cook? You can say a little bit, or if you're really formal, you can say somewhat. Somewhat. All right. Ismael, what other things threaten our lives? We have pollution. Pollution threatens our lives because, you know, it's difficult to breathe. We don't have clean water. All of those things. What is another thing that threatens our life? Can you write it in the chat, please? All right. Yasmin said among. Okay, Yasmin, among is a fancy way of saying with. It's a very fancy word, among. And in fact, they use this word a lot in the Bible, among. So if you say Jesus was with the discípulos, that's cool. But you can also say Jesus was among the disciples. And it just means to physically be around other people, right? Physically be around other people. In this quarantine, I am only among my family. I am not among my friends. I am not among other people. It's just my family and that. I am among. When you're at a concert, you can say, I am among the crowd, I am with the crowd, all of these things. So, Ismael, please write one example of something that threatens our life. And Yasmin, write a sentence with the word among. And Andres, give me an example of somewhat.
Example, only a word
Yeah,
or a
just
sentence.
a word or a sentence like pollution threatens our lives.
Okay. Um, for example, it's a verb, no?
Yeah, threatens is a verb, yes.
I threatened. I threatened when. How do you say respirar?
Breathing?
When I'm reading the air pollution.
Oh, yes, you're threatened when you breathe the polluted air. I'm going to write that for you. All right, can you say that, please, Ismael? Threatened when I breathe the polluted air.
Yeah. Alternated when I'm breathe the polluted air.
Thank you, sir. All right, Andres said I can speak English somewhat. All right, the best thing is to put it before the verb. Okay, I can somewhat speak English because yes, it is the same thing as a little bit, but a little bit goes at the end of a sentence, and somewhat goes before the verb. I can speak English a little bit, or I can somewhat speak English. All right. Yasmin, can you give me an example with among? And while she does that, we're going to go to the next part. All right, so I forgot who was here last week. I forgot who was here. But last week we talked about, the environment and different conjunctions, right? So our objective today is to finish that topic. We're going to contrast, give reasons, give purpose, and give alternatives when talking about the environment. All right, and we are on page, oh, we're on Touchstone 4, Unit 11, Lesson B. But before we begin, thank you, Andres. I can somewhat eat chocolate. Nice, nice. Before we begin with this lesson, I want to give you like a few examples from last week. Last week, we learned how to contrast. We contrasted with even though and although plus a clause. And we also used despite and in spite of plus a noun or verb ing. So check this out, check this out. People walk outside without a mask, even though there's a virus going around. So people walk around without a mask, okay, that's normal. Even though there's a virus going around, okay, that's a contradiction, right? No mask is dangerous because of the virus, right? So it's contradiction, it's like conflict, you know, it's conflict. And I can also say people walk around without a mask despite the virus. The virus is a noun, so I can just use that. All right, thank you, Yasmin, thank you. So we learned how to contrast, right? And Jackie, were you here last week on Thursday? No, right?
No.
Do you know what a clause is? Or no?
Well, no.
Okay. A clause is a complete idea. Grammatically, ooh, let's go. Grammatically, it has a subject and a verb. All right, that is a clause. It is a complete idea and it has a subject and a verb. So if you notice here, with although and even though, I use a clause. And right here, I put a clause. Even though there is a subject, is the verb. Even though there's a virus going around. All right. Now, this lesson is so important because it doesn't matter what test you want to take. You know, people want to take the TOEFL, people want to take the Cambridge test. It does not matter which test you take. Every test will have a section about the environment because that's a really hot topic right now. Everybody's talking about the environment. So many hurricanes, so many earthquakes, so much pollution. You know, it's a very hot topic right now. And a hot topic means popular topic. All right, so it's a hot topic, and no matter what, you're gonna get tested on this. And you know, these things right here will help you express those ideas better. All of this is formal. This is formal. This is for people that want to speak very sophisticatedly. All right. So we learned how to contrast last week. There are 12 expressions. Last week we learned 4. Today we're going to learn the other 4. All right. So remember, contrast is conflict. Conflict. Good, bad, ugly, beautiful. AMLO, Enrique Peña Nieto. Now, those are to give contrast, but we can also use the grammar for today to give reason. All right. To give reason is easy. It's very easy. A lot of you guys already know how to use because. If I ask you a question with why, you say because. Because. I like pizza because it has a lot of cheese and it's delicious. I like Tarascos because it's cheap and delicious. So after because, we use a clause, right? We use a clause, and we know that. We know that. I tell you that all the time. A subject and a verb. I take fast showers because I want to save water. Okay, that's the reason. I want. It's a clause, a complete idea. I want to save water. Can you give me an example with because, Jackie and Andres? Ah, come on, this is easy. This is easy. You can say it or write it, whatever you prefer. Give me an example with because. Okay.
Iron smoke because they pollute air.
Okay, very good, because it pollutes the air. Excellent. So because it's easy, you practice this since the first level. But I want to introduce you to something new, something a little more advanced. You can use because or because of, as a result of, and due to. Due to. And after these, you're going to use a noun or verb ing. All right? And it's the same thing. It's to give a reason. It's to give a reason. All right? The world is getting more polluted because of the population. Okay? And the population is a noun. Remember, a noun is a person, a place, or a thing, or people, places, and things. So the population, the world is getting more polluted because of the population. Or the world is getting more polluted as a result of the population. Or the world is getting more polluted due to the population. And all of these conjunctions have the same meaning. It's to give a reason. All right? So in your notebooks right now, I want you to write two examples. One with because, and the other one with because of, as a result of, or due to. All right? In your notebook, please write an example. You have 2 minutes.
Um, the world getting more deforestation due to overpopulation. How,
Overpopulation.
how do you say overpopulation?
Yes, that's true. The world is getting deforested because of overpopulation. So true. Another one?
I work every day because I want money. How many answer?
Only two? That's good. Ismael, no. It doesn't work like that. I learn is a clause. It's a complete idea. It has a subject and a verb. You cannot use a verb in this case. Don't use a verb. All right? With because, Yes, you can use a verb, but with because of, as a result of, and due to, no verb. Miss Flores, do you have anything for us?
And yes, I use my cell phone because I need it. And I use my cell phone as a result to the technology evolution.
Oh my God, yes, thank you. Very good. Like the blueberry donuts at the OXXO. All right. And I related to the knowledge. Okay. It's better. Grammatically, it's correct. It's a weird sentence, but it's correct. And you know, this topic is about the environment, but you can also use this grammar about other things. You know, you can get information instantly as a result of the internet. You can get information instantly as a result of the internet, as a result of technology, right? And well, that is it. That is how you give reason. We need two more things, two more. But the other ones are a little easier, okay? That's the good thing. The next thing, the next thing is 3, to give purpose. When you think of purpose, think of your motivation. You know, the motivation, like why do you wake up every day? Because you need to work, or because you have something to do with your life. So this is purpose, right? This is purpose. And we use purpose in 2 different ways. We can use in order to, or only to, plus a verb, or we can use so, or so that, plus a clause. Okay. Now, sometimes a purpose and a reason is very similar, but pay attention to this. I wake up early to study in the morning. I wake up early to study in the morning. Okay, this is a purpose, right? I go to the beach to relax. Andres runs every day to stay healthy. Jackie wears glasses to see everything better. Yasmin works to support her 5 children. All right, and that is a purpose. But we can also use it for so that. All right. I wake up early so that I can study in the morning. See, I said the same thing. I said the same thing, but on one part, I gave you a clause, a subject, and a verb, and in the other one, I only gave you a verb. I wake up early to study in the morning. I wake up early in order to study in the morning. I wake up early so that I can study in the morning. I wake up early so I can study in the morning. The same idea, but different structure. I can study is a clause. To study is a verb. Do you understand, or do you want me to explain a little bit better? Give me if you understand. thumbs up. Give me thumbs up. I don't even know how you do thumbs up. Oh yeah, I can. That's how you do it. Thumbs up. You understand?
I need to use in order or without in order.
Yeah. You see, I put it in parentheses because you can say it, but you don't have to. You know, it's not mandatory.
Okay.
Optional. Optional. Jackie, do you understand this?
No, I need another example.
Okay. Very good. Jackie, why do you go to school?
To learn something new.
I go to school to learn new things, right? That's it. I go to school to learn new things. Or I go to school in order to learn new things. And in order to learn new things or to learn new things, it's the same thing. You know, it's not anything different. It's just I want to use in order, cool. I don't want to use in order, cool. It's optional. And that's your purpose. You know, what is the purpose of going to school? To learn new things. Yasmin, why do you work? Why do you work so much?
For money.
Okay. I work a lot for money. Okay. Now make that into a give me a verb or give me a clause with money.
To get.
Very good. I work a lot to get money. Excellent. Or
So order is optional.
yeah, in order is optional. Yes.
And that.
And that is optional. Yes.
Thank you.
No problem. All right. So I see that you're paying a lot of attention to in order to. Yes, that is the most common one. We practiced that in level 2. The topic was about traveling and things like that, you know. I need to go to the bank in order to deposit money. That's the purpose of going to the bank. But that was a lesson in the past. Let me give you something about this topic, which is about the environment. I I take I take 2-minute showers in order to save water. Save water is my verb. I use public transportation so that I can reduce emissions. Well, really, because I don't have money for a car. But I use public transportation so that I can reduce emissions. Please write 2 examples. One with in order to and one with so that. Oh, very good, Andres. That's perfect. That's perfect right there. I bought a new laptop in order to work from my home. to enter a competition? Yes?
What?
Are you really trying to enter a competition?
Yeah, I want to enter in the next grade
Oh wow,
of
that's
high
cool,
school.
man. That's cool. That's cool. I have you ever entered a contest before?
Well,
Have you
enter
ever
the
entered?
contest.
Yeah, in the past.
Okay.
No, I'm asking, have you ever entered a contest before or no?
Contest.
Yeah.
Of science, no.
No. Okay, okay. Well, thank you, thank you. When I was 13 years old, I entered a science contest. And well, I entered with a girl and we got third place. We did an experiment with the best diapers or pampers, whatever you want to call them. And we put soda in all of the diapers. Our experiment was to see which diaper is the most resistant. The most resistant. And it was pretty interesting. We found out that Huggies are like the best diapers to hold water. And it was fun because we put soda in diapers. But anyways, Yasmin and Jackie, give me some examples, ladies.
I wake up early so that I can arrive at time in my work.
So that I can arrive at time at work. Perfect.
I save more water in order to have water in the future.
Good one. Good one. Thank you, Yasmin. And Miss Flores?
And I do my homework in order to get a good score. And I use my computer in order to take online classes.
Perfect. Perfect. Like a torta cubana. All right. And now the last one. The last one is the easiest one. The easiest one. Number 4, to give alternatives. To give alternatives. And for this one, you can use instead of. Instead of plus a noun or verb ing. Okay, it's an alternative. One thing or the other. Hot or cold, alternative. I drink Bonafont instead of Epura. Is that how you spell it? Epura? Yeah. It's just my alternative. I take colectivos instead of the bus. This is my alternative. I take showers instead of baths. I play soccer instead of playing volleyball. Playing is a verb ing. So this one is easy. This one is easy. So please give me some examples using these words instead of. Two examples, please. In 2 minutes, we're gonna check it. Okay, Andres, I prefer McDonald's instead of Burger King. In the United States, yes. Here, no. Burger King is better. I take combis instead of taxis. Yes, yes, okay. Study English instead of French. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Good examples, man. Ismael and Yasmin. Who wants to go first? So, all right. Well, Jackie, do you have any?
I drink water instead of Coca-Cola. I wear glasses instead of contact lens.
Perfect. Very good. Thank you.
I take class at house instead of cyber internet.
Perfect. Perfect.
I take autobus and instead of driving motorcycle.
Right. Great. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Ismael, you made a mess. Look, I prefer drawing instead of not paint. You need to use the verb ing. Painting. Okay. Painting. Well, that's good. Good example, man. All right. And well, that is how you do this. I don't know if you need to take a picture or anything, but please do. I prefer to learn things instead of get a girlfriend. Okay, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Instead of getting a girlfriend. Don't forget Andres, Ismael, after of, you use the verb ing or a noun. All right. Okay. I am going to exit this page. I want to show you what we're about to do for homework. All right. So look, for your homework, you're going to do this. You're going to do this exercise right here. You see, we have 4 different categories, right? We have C, contrast. We have R, reason. We have P, purpose, and we have A, alternative. All right. Now, in these lines right here, I am going to write what you need to do, okay? And for homework, you're going to write the correct expression, all right? For example, the number 2 would be A. And number 3 would be C. Number 4 would be R, a reason. Number 5 is a reason. More money should be invested in. Number 6 Reason? And again, reason. Contrast. And P, purpose. All right, so I gave you the type of expression that you need, and you're just going to write the correct one. Because for contrast, we have although, even though, in spite of, and despite. Remember, although and even though are the same thing, and so are in spite of, despite of, but you can't use it the same way. Now for an alternative, you only have one option, so it's easy. All you're going to put is instead of. But for contrasting, contrast has 4 expressions. You need to see which one you're going to use. So you need to pay attention to the next words. Rising ocean levels and floods. Rising ocean levels and floods. That is a verb ing, rising. And it's contrasting. What can I use? Although, even though, in spite of, or despite? Let's see, with verb ing, it's right here. I can use in spite of or despite. So just write that there. Global warming isn't being taken seriously enough, despite ocean levels and floods. So use the grammar chart to guide you and use the letters. Okay, do you understand this activity?
Yes, but finish the page, teacher.
What do you mean? Oh, okay, now I understand. No, it's okay. You got this. You can do this. You got this. You got this. All right, guys. Well, this lesson was a big lesson. Okay? And we're going to review this a little bit more tomorrow. All right? And we're going to use it for different situations tomorrow. All right? I'm going to go now. Thank you so much for coming to the class. I will see you tomorrow, if God willing. Okay? Have a good evening, guys.
Thanks for the class. See you.
See you.
Coming. See you.